everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Daddy Daughter Dishes. I am your host, Kiara, and with me I have my lovely co-host.
BJ the Daddy.
He is the daddy, I am the daughter. This is Daddy Daughter Dishes, episode 29. I could have swore last episode was episode 29, and I was so excited to say episode 30, but it's not. Episode 30.
So I'm so far removed from everything that I done lost track of what episode we on. This West Texas heat and sun is baking me. So I'm just here. I don't know where we at, but you say it's 29.
I do believe it is 29.
29. And I feel kind of bad because we was in a groove, and then I had left Evansville and came out here to Texas and just kind of got out of sorts with recording and everything. But man, logistically, it's been a nightmare. Well, not really a nightmare. It's just been challenging. Let's call it challenging. Trying to work. Sometimes, like when we were staying in San Angelo, our commute got to be 2 hours one way. So we was leaving 6 o'clock in the morning, working all day, wasn't getting back till like 8, almost 9 o'clock at night. So then you got to eat and shower and all that stuff. It just got pretty hectic, but I'm glad we found a little slither of time where we can make something happen for our loyal listeners.
Yes. They probably like, come on, y'all what's going on? We didn't get our fix last week. But yeah, like you said, it's been hard. Like life be lifing, as I like to say. Because even like when you could record, I'm like, oh, I'm busy, or oh, I'm not feeling good, or oh, I'm so tired. Mm-hmm. And I never want to come on here and give y'all 80% of myself. I want to give y'all 100%. So
right, we ain't giving y'all less than 100 as far as energy goes. So
exactly,
if we ain't feeling it, we ain't putting it out there. So hopefully that's appreciated.
Exactly.
So
y'all
what's been going on
quality.
with you since the last time? What's been going on with you since the last time we recorded?
Last time we recorded, I think that it was still summer temperatures, and now it has officially turned into fall over here in good old North Carolina. Officially rocking long sleeves, jackets, cardigans, all that fun stuff. Hoodie weather, indeed. Very tempted to just wear sweatpants to work, but that would be frowned upon, so I don't. But yeah, me and Siege, we skipped episode last week, and we didn't get to record because the day we were going to record was our anniversary, our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, had a whole anniversary since the last time we talked.
Yeah, man.
We talked since then.
A whole 2-year anniversary. 2-year wedding anniversary. Crazy. We've been together for 8 years. That don't even sound right. We've been together for 8 years.
Y'all was like high school sweethearts, though.
Yeah, that's always a fun story to tell. I'm always like, you want the short version or the long one? Everyone's like, the long one.
I'll never forget when Siege called and asked permission to show up. It wasn't for your graduation. It was something before that, wasn't it?
Nah, that was graduation.
It was graduation. Mm-hmm. Man. Remember I picked him up at the airport and we went to Chick-fil-A at the mall and hung out for a little bit. And he went to the barbershop with me.
Yeah.
We had a good old time.
Yeah. Yes, y'all did. Yep. And you think y'all went to the park to feed ducks. And he was like, your dad always go to the park and feed ducks? I was like, no, he's showing out because he with you.
I wanted to get to know him a little better. That's what that was about.
Yeah, y'all had plenty of time because y'all were like time. We always say, I say, ain't no receipts, ain't no refund policy. We locked in. No. I mean, it's like a gang. Hey. It's only 2 ways you can get out.
It's only 2.
I'm gonna have to jump you out.
fight your way out or die. Hey,
You better put
ain't
up
nothing
your
wrong with it.
dukes. All right.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
No. So we went to where did we go? We went J. Alexander's, I think it's called, for dinner, for our anniversary, and it was really nice. They had it seated like booths, but it was like one person, like it wasn't big booths. It was like intimate booths. Like
Intimate
it
boots.
was a neat. Everybody had like their own little. It was cool. I don't really know how to explain it, but like felt like we were like in our own space, even though we weren't. Like there were people beside us, and we couldn't really even tell that they were beside us. Like that's how they had it.
Mm.
It was
I
cool.
mean, the perfect word for that is it was an intimate setting.
It was an intimate setting, and the food was delicious. We had some, you know, I I should not say this, but I shouldn't say it. But I'm saying it anyways. I'm a
It's
slut
too
for
late
some
now. You gotta
spinach
say it.
artichoke dip.
You wait a hold up. Pause. Wait a minute. Talking what? For some
I'm a
spinach
slut
artichoke?
for some spinach artichoke dip. Yes. I love me some good spinach artichoke dip.
Wait a minute, man.
Gen Z will know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying I'm an actual slut, but I'm saying like, you know,
You can
where my
sell you
heart
for
is
a
to
dollar
my
for some
belly.
spinach artichoke.
Okay, you could say, "Hey," Siege could be like, "Hey, I got this," and I'd be like, "Ugh." But the spinach artichoke dip was bomb. It had something in it that I wish I would have remembered, but it was something that wasn't like a typical ingredient that I'm aware of. I can't remember what, but it was so good. Like, me and
Delicious, huh?
Siege, yes. Then I had a good old steak. It was a good time, and I feel like
That's
I'm missing
good.
something. We just no, we went to dinner. That was about it. We don't really do nothing too crazy unless we going out of town or something. Um. Oh, I got Siege. Coolest gift ever. You gotta crown me
Mm,
gift queen, right? Because I got this man some belts,
mm-hmm.
and these belts don't have any holes in them. They're
They
they
just clamp.
are they just clamp, and like it's like a pulley system or whatever. But the
Mm-hmm.
buckles are interchangeable. So I got him, I think, six belt or no three or I think I got him three straps, and then three buckles, like a gold, gunmetal, and a black. It
Mm-hmm.
looked so good, and he was so excited, and
Give
I
him
was like,
styling,
"Yeah,
huh?
that was a good gift." I was watching him open it, like, "Yeah, go ahead, open
Lost
it,"
you.
and
You always freeze
it's
up.
just really cool how it worked.
There you
He
go.
was he looked real appreciative. I was like, "Now that's a good gift." I ain't just saying it because I gave it to him.
Yeah, y'all. It's okay.
Mm-mm. No, because I sent it to everybody. I was like, "Oh my God, Keith, thanks for sending this. This is gonna be a great gift for so and so." I said, "Yeah," and then that being the best part, I ain't gotta buy him no more belts. And then if he want a new belt, he could just order a new strap and a new belt. Like he can make his
Mm,
own. So that's a good
gotcha.
investment in the long term. Um.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we did that for our anniversary. Work. Work. Work has been cool. I celebrated 2 years at work.
2 years.
Um,
Yeah.
so I have a wedding anniversary, and then I have a job anniversary right after because started work right after we got back from my honeymoon. Um,
Right.
and so celebrated that. Had like a little crisis in my head about that. Still fighting through
Really?
that.
What kind of? What you mean? You care to elaborate about that? A
Sure,
crisis in your
of
head about
course.
work. Talk to me about it. Let's
Yes.
talk about it.
So I had we missed last week, but I would have recapped last week. I went to a UX conference in Raleigh, and so
Mm-hmm.
I got to hear like a lot of people talk about being UX professionals and like how they work day to day in their jobs and like what it means to be a UX manager, what it means to be like a UX designer. And I just felt very like my company doesn't do this. Like we don't have a high mature design, a UX design strategy. And like that's ultimately like what I really want to do. And so I was like, okay, how much am I going to have to push to grow our UX maturity at the company? Or is it going to get to a point where I've done all I can do and I need to,
You may have to move
jump
on.
ship? Because there's like a catch 22 where like the job I'm doing right now is awesome, but the job that I'm doing is not the job that I want to do next. So it's like if I don't do anything growth wise, I'm putting myself in a not so good position because I'm not growing. Like my next role, I would need to be looking for like,
Mm,
oh, senior graphic designer, and that's not what I want. That's like what I do now, and so it's like
gotcha.
I want to stick with the. I mean I like my job a lot. And I like the opportunities that I get, but I don't know if it's like the pace that our company runs at, but it's like the processes that is involved in UX. We don't really take the time to actually like work on, and so that's like I'm like, do I put my growth on the back burner? Not back burner, but kind of pump the brakes a little and try and just build. Cause I mean, have
Yeah,
you seen the price of
yeah,
eggs? Like, I for one scared to jump.
yeah. Shit, yeah.
Living is freaking
Shit is not
expensive.
cheap.
It's not cheap at
It's
all.
not inexpensive. It's not a bargain, and it's a lot of it is low quality. Like you is spending a lot of money, and you getting
For some
product that is
bullshitty.
basically trash.
Mm-hmm.
Some bullshiggity. Like I feel that. So as far as the is there? I'm gonna ask you, and I'm sure you have, knowing who you are as my daughter. Is there? Have you explored how you could maybe help the UX um,
Like
arena,
grow
so to
at my
speak,
company.
grow at your company? Have you explored that? Is that
Yeah,
even an
in a
option?
way. So it's like I'm kind of like playing that corporate game right now because like when I asked my manager for help me think about getting a promotion, um she was like, the work you do right now is, yeah, like the work of a UX designer, but it's like the way our org is structured. We don't get UX. Like our global team has UX designers, but we don't have
Mm,
UX designers. And so
mm,
we're about to merge regions, which I feel like is going to put us on the same level as our global team, which I'm hoping results in us getting UX designers and UX researchers and writers. But that's like a wait. That's like maybe a year or two out, and it's
yeah, you
like
still putting yourself on the back burner, so to speak.
yeah. So for right now, I've kind of just said that I'm like making my job my case study, and so just working, kind of making people do UX processes without realizing that they're doing it. So like this one campaign I'm
Mm,
working on, I asked like some of the project managers to like bring me the data so I could look over the data, and I was like asking them to test some of my concepts, and I was like slowly but surely like making sure that everything is documented and that I'm taking everything through the process. So I guess the real struggle is like I want the title to match what I'm doing, and but at the same time like I don't
mm,
care about titles, but I know that my next move needs to be is gonna need to be based off of the moves I make now. So I'm like, and then I'm still young too, so like I'm trying not to try and rush myself because like of course I want to be like I feel like I should be a senior designer and I feel like I should be senior blah blah
right.
blah, but in reality like I know that I am still needing to learn, and so I just want to be in the position because I don't want to. This is what I don't want to do. I don't want to go to my manager be like, yo, we need UX designers. And she's like, cool, you are UX designer now. I'm paying you as a UX designer. Go do UX designer things. I would not know what the hell I'm doing. I wouldn't know where to start. So like I don't
Right.
want to, I ain't trying to like take something and take ownership, full ownership of it, but like I want to have more of that
You want to
UX
see the
mindset.
you want to you want to see the you want to if you're going to continue to work at this organization, you want to be able to look out there and say that's what I want to do and take
Mhm.
the space between there and where you are now to learn
Mhm.
as much as you can. So when you get to that point, you can just basically flow right into it and you don't have much of a learning curve. I got you.
Exactly. And then
I
I'm
got
starting to kind of tap in as I'm like reflecting on my 2 years and I'm talking to the people I work with. I'm starting to think that I might be a good manager. And so that's also a battle that I'm fighting because everyone's like, "You're a great people person. Like we love working with you." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't want to
Why
sit in
you
meetings all day
why is that a fight?
because I don't want to sit in meetings all day." That's the one thing
You
about
don't like
managing.
to you don't like to delegate.
I could delegate. I've actually gotten really good at delegating. At my
Okay.
at work, I will say.
Okay. Mhm.
Because deadlines are real, and not meeting those
Mhm.
deadlines makes me feel super shitty. So I know how to delegate when I need to, but I don't like politics, and I don't like work that's not really work. So I don't want to sit in a meeting to talk about
I
shit
hate
that we
busy work.
should just be doing and not why is this
Mhm.
could have been an email. I don't like that and I won't. I mean, I'll participate, but I'm going to be like this could have been an email, for future reference, let's wrap this up in email before we schedule a 30-minute meeting. I could have got a whole bunch of shit done. Um and two, like I'm not kissing ass. And I'm not saying that people who are in that position now do, but
But there are a lot of people in those positions that do more kissing ass than working.
they do more kissing ass than working, and I'm not one of them
Yes.
people. And so I feel like I thrive best in a work environment where I come in, my head is down, I have stuff I need to do, people I need to talk to, things to get done, and I could just go like my work day is so peaceful if I don't have to talk to nobody. I love going into work. I got these big old I ain't got a big old look like these big old headphones. I walk into work, music loud, bumping, they can hear it. And they know not to really. I got on my thing, do not disturb from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Don't talk to me because I got shit to do. Because
So I
everybody just
think
be
you would.
giggling and shit. I'm like, y'all better look busy. Have you seen layoffs? Y'all better look like y'all doing something now. Come on now.
I feel like you would be a great manager for the team that you're managing, like the people that are working with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issues will come with those who you have to answer to because
Yeah.
those are the people who there's a lot of fat that can be trimmed in a lot of organizations when you get to certain management levels. And
Mm-hmm.
then you got, like you say, the politics. You still got the good old boy system. You still got nepotism going on in a lot of
You still
places.
a black
You
woman.
now you got some organizations just gonna put you in a spot because you're a minority and a black
Mm-hmm.
woman, and they say they see a BET commercial talking about black girl managers. Say, hey, and they get the great idea. Hey, we need one of those in our
Mm-hmm.
organization, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a
And then the
fucking
people,
clue
the people that you
what it means.
managing mess around and talk about you aggressive or something, and then that's a whole new
Yeah.
battle. Because now, oh, that's what we doing. Okay, that yeah. So it's a struggle, and I think and this is another thing. Like I really care. I really respect my manager for like her outlook on our department because I would be willing to stick with the company because I think the way we're about to start working, like I think if I did manage people, I would be managing contractors. So like I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily like I would still be an individual contributor, which I love doing now because I don't manage anybody, but I would still have a little bit of getting that management experience, quote unquote, without having to deal with you know how contractor and employee relationships kind of differ, like the
Oh
dynamics a
yeah.
little different. But like I manage them now, and like I mean, I get what I need to give it to them, and I ask them for stuff, and I say Can you add this, and let me know if you need questions.
Do
Normally they ain't got no
do your damn
questions.
job as a
Okay?
contractor. Like you
Because
there, you don't
you
need to
there for a
manage. You shouldn't
reason.
have to manage.
Do
You're a contractor
this.
for a reason. Like
Do
you're
this.
coming to me for work.
Exactly. So I'm just kind of dealing with that, and then I just want to make sure my next move is my best move. I don't want to put myself in a box, which I don't think I will, and I don't even think my manager would let me for real. But just gotta be
I
cautious because it's my future ultimately.
I don't I don't think that you're gonna have an issue, navigating your path in the future. Um, you may hit, well, a quote unquote stumbling block, but if you do, that's just gonna be part of your growth journey. Like you're not, you may get in, think that you want to go one way, and you get there, and you figure out, you might wake up one day and say, you know what, I thought this shit was for me. This ain't really for me. But you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have certain experiences and lessons learned from that you'll be able to take and transfer over to whatever other avenue that you decide to go in. So that's the beauty about somebody of your caliber. Your mindset is that you're not a closed-minded individual, and you always
Mm-hmm.
leave space for growth, no matter what it is. You just have to get to a point where, if you don't already realize that, hell, what I feel like might be my best move may not be my best move. And if it does happen that way, and you have to take a step back before you take steps forward, you have to make sure that you're strong enough mentally that you don't get down on yourself for those two steps back. And I
Yeah.
know, you being my daughter, I know how I am. That's going to be the challenging part,
That
because
you know what?
that's
This
tough.
makes a great Okay, put a pin in it because I need to veer back to talk about work for 2 seconds because I gotta let you know.
Okay, let's go.
So
We'll
and
put
that's
a
gonna
pin.
lead to my next point, which then I'm gonna take the pin out and we can dive into that. So and then I can ask you how your weeks have been. But so one of my big projects I'm working on now, I was tapped to lead design for our Happy New Year campaign, right? So being tapped meant like I'm working alongside our global creative team
Okay.
to get these assets done and work on some stuff. And so global is like they cool, but like they global and there's a certain je ne
Air.
sais quoi about them that when you hear global had something to say, you roll your eyes, right? And so they tapped
You'd be like,
me.
whatever.
They right. How much better are they really at their job than me? Okay, because I think that look better there. But they tapped me to help because they were backed up, and me, I one of my main missions has been to break them and to bridge the gap between our department and theirs because we came after them. So I think they feel, they ain't worked, they ain't worked as hard as us or whatever, but we have. Um, so one of my biggest goals has been to bridge that gap. So they tapped me. My manager was like, Do you wanna take it on?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can." She said 30 hours. She's 30 hours is what I could give to the project. So this girl, I ain't gonna talk about her bad, but I would just say that there was a certain tone that I detected when we were communicating that felt very passive aggressive, nice, nasty. I must tell you this condescending
Mm,
thing, but I'm gonna put a smiley face after it. So you can't say I was being mean,
mm,
but I was being mean because you could feel it.
right.
So I felt myself get I had very reactive reaction, which I didn't do anything. I was cool because I always save face. I keep face. I was communicated properly with her. But on the back end, I'm texting
Don't never let them see
everybody
you
talking
sweat.
about this bitch got me fucked up. Like she don't know who the fuck she talking to. I'm sitting, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all who this is, but am I wrong? Like I'm just like I'm trying to set up the scenario. Everybody's like, no, you right, blah blah blah. And so even though I'm getting this validation, I still feel like my reaction to this is way too extreme right now. Like all she was be nice, nasty. Like she didn't call you out your name or nothing. Like you should not be feeling it strongly. So this goes 2 points. So there's a book that I'm reading now called Thanks for the Feedback, and it's about how to receive feedback in a healthy way, and not take it as an attack and not take it and run with it as something else, but also
That's tough.
I
That's a
okay.
challenge.
So also there is, so I have an ADHD diagnosis, and one of the more specific parts of it is a thing called RSD, which is rejection sensitivity dys, dysphoria, something at the end. But it's basically like that pain that you get when you feel like you could be
Mm-hmm.
getting rejected. And seeing it
Mm-hmm.
have a name to it is seeing what that meant. And I was reading, and I was on this community board reading people, and I was like, oh my God, I feel so seen. And then I was just wondering, do you experience, because I know, people be like, it's from your childhood, your upbringing, and I see where it could possibly come from, but I'm wondering, do you experience that one, or do you ever, like, I guess, notice that in me as a kid, like, kind of puts myself in situations to not even get the opportunity to be rejected or criticized. Like, I ain't gonna show you this because you gonna say you don't like it. Like, I don't want you to say it, so I ain't gonna show it to you. Or I ain't gonna
I
bring this up because I don't want you to think that, I don't want you to get mad at me because you upset me. Like, I'm gonna hang my head and just kind of chill.
I don't. I don't. I can't readily recall anything that make me think of you in that way growing up. Cause
Mm-hmm.
me and your mother, we just made it a point to just do what we could to support you
Mm-hmm.
in every way possible. Let you know that I mean, we put it in you that Southern Illinois is not, and it's not a knock against Southern Illinois. It's just this is it's home, but you don't have to stay here. Like, go out, experience life, experience different places. Um, so we didn't create an atmosphere for that, and I don't it remembering you being like that. Not
See,
not where
and
I
I
could
don't,
see.
in my upbringing, I don't really recall, too many specific details, but it's like I don't remember it until, like, I got to, like, junior high school, and then
Mm-hmm.
there was a feeling of, like, not this. So now I can finally put it into words now to understand what that is. So it was like, not me. I didn't want everybody to like me. I just didn't want anybody to be upset with me. Like, I didn't want anybody to have any reason to have conflict with me. So, like, avoiding situations, or
Mm-hmm.
any sort of criticism that's not even, like, so at work, for example, if I get feedback on a design, I'm like, well, just fuck me, huh? Like, why? I take that real personal, and I feel that, like, in my gut, like, it makes me sick, to, like, anxiety attack, panic. I need to go to the bathroom. I need to do breathing exercises. And it's like, I don't know where this came from, but it's nice to have a term, and to read and hear other people's experiences, be like, oh my God, so I'm not
Yeah,
crazy. I
of
mean,
course it lets you
clinically.
know that you're not alone and know you're not crazy. I don't give a damn if you have a clinical diagnosis or whatever. You're not crazy.
I embrace my loopiness.
Um,
I blame the food though.
but I can't say that I remember anything like that from you, but in the way that you describe those things, I can see where
Picked it up
you
from.
probably picked that up from me and your mother. I can definitely probably come up with some examples.
Mm-hmm.
One real good example of of basically avoiding conflict because you don't want nobody to be mad at you, and you don't,
Mm-hmm.
so you ain't gonna talk about it. So I
Mm-hmm.
could see where you probably did get picked that up from your parents
That's crazy how
as the
that
main
doesn't,
source.
how you could really like pick that up, not even, because in the book, thanks for the feedback, they're talking about like, fixing how you receive feedback isn't really for you, but it's for your kids because they're seeing how you react when you come home from work and you're talking about, let me tell you what this bitch did to me. And, they're seeing
Yeah,
how you react when they, so they're saying, oh, so that's how I should react in a situation like that. But then, you're not teaching them to do it, but they just picking it up and then it just comes to surface
well,
freaking 12 years later. And you're like, what? Where did this come from?
that's you got to think about it though. That's where that part of when you hear that phrase, actions speak louder than words. Like you can come home preaching this and preaching that. I mean, it happened with us. Like what you saw overrode what we was teaching you, what we was
Mm-hmm.
verbally trying to teach you. Like we made a conscious effort to try to raise you not to be like us growing up. Like go out there and take life by the horns and just experience everything. Don't worry about what's going on here. We got your back. Whatever you want to do, go do it. Because neither one of us really had that on a good big level
Mm-hmm.
growing up as kids. Because your mom, bless her heart, she wasn't able to really do anything for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason. I was able to do more things, but I ain't have a lot of guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just you want is that if that's what you want to do, go do it. Okay. I
How?
mean, I need
What's the
like
first step?
yeah.
How do I get there?
I don't know. Go if that's what you want to do, go do it. All right, man. Like I
Okay.
look back on some of the stuff and it's like, God damn, man, if somebody would just push me a little harder, me
Mm.
and you probably wouldn't be doing this podcast so far away from each other. Like I might be retired professional athlete or something. Who knows?
Oh, stop.
But
You be you, your Uncle Shay
we
Shay.
we uh we purposely me and your mother made a conscious effort to purposely raise you to where you didn't have no limits. Don't limit yourself. You can do anything
Mm-hmm.
as long as you're willing to work for it and know that ain't nobody gonna give you shit. If you
Nope.
want it, go get it, and we got your back. And yeah, and that's what we tried our best to do. And because we didn't get it,
Mm-hmm.
and but say that to say this, even though we was telling you that, you were seeing something different. Like when I was coming home off the road, excuse me, or coming home from BDR, or when I started this apprenticeship,
Mm-hmm.
you was watching everything because your children are sponges. They gonna watch you and they gonna pick up on things that you do, your behaviors, your actions, all that stuff, and that's what's gonna affect them more so than your words. I
Yeah.
feel like for the most
Absolutely.
part.
Yeah.
So you have to take it a step further, and that's one of the things that's got me a little nervous about my Mariana is because it's she's seeing so much in the last couple years. God knows how that's going to affect her in the future. And I've been spending a
Lots
lot
of
of time. Me and her
therapy.
been talking. We've been talking quite a bit, and hopefully keep her on track because I feel the same way about her as I do about you. I tell Mari all the time, and I've said it on this podcast before. You got the potential to be anything
Kingpin.
you want to be in life. Anything. It's just a matter of are you gonna try to finesse your way to getting what you want out of life, or you gonna
Mm-hmm.
put your nose to the grind and work your ass off.
Pull yourself up by
She may like she
bootstraps.
gonna work her ass off.
I
We'll
feel
see
like
though.
she
Time
is.
will
I,
tell.
I think she
I do too. I
might
think
take a
she's
little
motivated.
push. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it's
We
gonna take a
go.
push. I think it's
We.
just one day. I think she gonna wake up and I think it's gonna click. I think it might. Mari might be one of them people when she go to her first job and she get her first check and know that there's some
She worked
money,
for it.
more money to be made.
Mm.
if she willing to work for it. I think she might be one of those people that she might be money driven,
That first check.
and hopefully that don't lead her to
Let's
doing other crazy
put more
shit. But
guidance out there to steer her in the right money direction, and not the one that we could Google
absolutely,
her and see. Anyways, but yeah. So, what? How was your? How have you been since the last time we spoke?
man. So as you everybody know, I've been out here in Texas. We were in a town called San Angelo, Texas. The last two episodes were recorded there. I'm now in Midland, Texas. We had, like I say, our commute was got up to be 2 hours one way living
No
in San
bueno.
Angelo. And then our job kept moving west as we were working. We were progressing, catching up to the other group, and it got to be 2 hours. And they made a decision to move us to Midland, Texas, which now our commute is only about an hour. So that's been a whole lot better. I was way less tired, got a little more energy. Can come home, get a shower, and get a bite to eat. And out here in Texas, even though we still on Central Time, the sun still be up. So it's been a lot
Mm.
better. I had like when I first got out here, them first couple weeks, and I noticed it looking at myself in like one of those two episodes that we recorded when I was in San Angelo. I was off. My spirit was off. My energy was off. Everything about me was off,
Just tired.
and I
A
was
working
tired,
man.
and I was doing a little. I was playing some stuff in my head more so than I should have at that time, and just going through some personal stuff. I was toying with the idea of taking a job. I got hired for a job, which I kind of touched on a couple episodes, and they wanted me to start in early October, and I didn't want to start until after the first of the year. So they gave me an extension to like Halloween, but that wasn't still wasn't good enough for me. So I just made a decision to tell them to reject the job. But I told them about what I wanted to do as far as the commitment to the company that I'm working with now. That they had two jobs coming up, one in Texas, one in California. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
complete those jobs before I made a move to come and work with them. I told them about that in my interview, and the hiring coordinator, he made like he was real appreciative of me being up front in the beginning, and he told me out it. He said, "Just keep in contact with me after the first of the year when we do another round of hiring. That if you're still interested, we'll bring you back in for interview. We'll do the same thing and bring you on." So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how that goes. Um, but I had a lot of stuff going on. I had to do some journaling and kind of, you know, how you have a lot of stuff in your head. We talked about this before in previous episodes. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you got stuff going on in your head and you keep replaying it and going over and over and over, and you're just pretty much going in a circle. That'd be a good time to start writing some stuff down just to free up space in your head. So I did a couple nights just writing some stuff in my journal, and that was very therapeutic.
That's
I
good.
also had a real good talk. Me and Hair and Makeup, shout out to Tanya B. We had a real good talk, and the support that I'm getting from her was very, very helpful as well.
Shout out
Like I
Tiny
said,
B.
I've been talking to Mari. Me and Mari been talking more. That's been helpful because I said it before on one of the last episodes. Like I'm getting older and I'm missing my people like more than I normally would when I go out and work like this. Like, and I miss my people. Since I'm saying something about my people, today is October 12th. Um, today is Rodney's sister is Beck's birthday. It was also Rodney and Beck's mom's birthday, and this is their first birthday without their mom. So I woke up this morning with those two on my mind and sent them a message and sending my thoughts and prayers with them because we know how tough it can be not having that rock of the family. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners know how tough it is not to have your mom around, especially that first birthday after she's gone. Like that's tough, man. You replaying so many memories, and hopefully they had a lot of memories that's putting smiles on their faces because if you have lost your mom, anybody out there, hopefully you got some good memories. Most of us have a lot of good memories that we can reflect on and put smiles on our faces, even in those times of sorrow. But other than that, I just been working. Like we've been pushing
Man,
11, 12-hour days. Like last week we worked 7 days. We worked 7 days. Like not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that, that Monday, I've been at work every day up until today. Like I won't get a day off till this Sunday coming up. And though it makes for a nice paycheck, it is very tiring
shit.
working 7 hours, 7 days a week, 11, 12 hours a day out here
You
in this
got
damn
the you got
West
the raccoon
Texas
eyes? Am I seeing that?
wilderness.
You got the
I,
raccoon
I think
eyes?
you might see it on one eye a little bit.
Are you wearing sunscreen?
I do try to put my sunscreen on.
I'm gonna
I'm
need
not
you
wearing
to
it right
try
now,
real.
but when
No,
I'm
not
out
right
there working.
now. When you out, I'm gonna need you to try real hard to be wearing your sunscreen. You need your
But it's
SPF.
so. Here's what you don't understand.
Don't you
You
start
get out there
finna
in this
hear an
West Texas,
excuse.
out here in this West Texas wilderness, where the wind is blowing, ain't no water. There's no moisture on the ground. I ain't seen no water nowhere. It's dusty as hell. So you go putting shit on your face, on your skin, whatever blow up, it's gonna be stick to your face. So
Well, you need to get the one that's like the lotion that you can put on in the morning, let it marinate, let it soak in, because your skin, black people, misconception, y'all skin, it do burn. Okay? So if y'all
look,
don't want skin issues in the future, you got to take care of
I'm
your skin now. You can
I'm not arguing.
find you some facial lotion that's got the SPF in it. You just
I'm
need
not
to
arguing.
protect it.
I'm not arguing. I understand. I do. You sound
Mm-hmm.
just like hair and makeup. She said the same
Mm-hmm.
thing, same speech. Sound like
And
y'all
two
might be
people
having
are telling
conversations
you
with each other.
we
Same
weren't.
same thing. I do
Not
my
about that.
best, but but some mornings when we get out the truck and it's time to go to work, the last thing on man's mind is damn sunscreen because you thinking about you got to boom up. We've been working these damn poles. Look, these poles got darn poles. So we got these cranes called E160s. You know what 160
E160s.
mean?
Degrees?
No.
Oh.
160 mean 160 feet. Like
Feet.
that truck could take you up
Damn.
160 feet. So yeah, damn right.
That's tall.
So we've had two poles on this job where the 160 that truck could get you ain't enough. So it's got an extension on the side of the boom of the crane, and it's about another 25 feet. So you swing it out, you attach it to the tip, so you got the 160 plus another 25
And
feet.
this extension is stable.
Absolutely. It's
Oh,
stable.
okay.
It's scary
Okay.
and creepy as hell. Now, I ain't going to sit here and act like it ain't, because when you sting out, you working a 175-foot pole, and you get to the top of that son of a gun, and the wind blowing,
Yeah, you can
and
feel that a lot up there.
hey,
You
I
get
try my
dizzy?
best not to, no, because I don't look down. I
I mean, but
don't look
like
down.
air, is the air pressure? Like when you go like
No,
to you climb a mountain, it be a little dizzy.
I mean it. It's what I'm gonna have to take you up out there. I'm gonna
No,
have to get you
no,
around.
no, you're not.
Why not?
You're not gonna have to do nothing. I will take your word.
It's a
That
different.
is
Let's
your
just say
career.
it's a different feeling.
Yeah, no,
And then
because
sometimes
No.
We've had the truck get up there, and then it don't want to act right, and then
Yeah, see,
God,
no.
you try to boom down, and you try to feather it, and then it just take off, and you just
Oh
like, God
no.
dang.
No. See, yeah, I would have
But see,
there'd be vomit all in the
some of these,
bucket.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you how different how different we are. Like Jamel, bless his heart, the man been in the military. He been in Iraq. He been in Afghanistan. There
He
ain't a
have
whole
been in the
lot out
military.
that shakes him. That ain't a whole lot that shakes him. I ain't been nowhere. I ain't done shit but play basketball,
He been in Southern
drove
Illinois.
trucks. I ain't done shit. So it's a little different for me. So I got it. It took some time for me to get acclimated because I mean I hadn't worked a structure, 175-foot tall structure in the whole time I've been doing line work. Like
Oh
we're
wow.
working a 345 line. I've worked them back home, but hell, they build on H structures, which to the average person listen to this podcast, y'all don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I'm just saying,
I
we
mean,
build H
I try
structures,
to
we use bucket
comprehend.
trucks. And it's just been a little bit different out here. It's been cool. It's been interesting. I've learned a lot. I've seen a lot. Been some helicopter work going on. They got some spacer buggy work going on. There's all kind of shit going on out here in West Texas.
Oof.
But yeah, it's been interesting. But that's other than that, I've just been out here a little bit over a month now, and next week, good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise, I'll be leaving Texas, coming home for about 2 weeks for a little break, and then headed out to California for about 2 months and get some work in out there
Oh, I might
before
have to
the new
come
year.
see you.
Yeah, come on out.
I,
We're
you,
gonna be out
I,
in the Cali desert.
we gonna be planning our trip, y'all.
Ain't
We
gonna be
taking a
nowhere
trip.
fun.
We taking a trip for
Yeah, we
Mari's
are.
birthday. Woo! I got fun stuff
That's right.
planned. Real quick, you was talking about the journal. You said you had like you know you was going through your stuff. You had the journal and get your thoughts out. Have you heard of shadow work?
Describe it because what I'm thinking about it may not be the same.
It's like journaling to understand the parts of you that you're not familiar with and that no one else is familiar with either, like your secret part of you. So it's like journaling to
Mm.
bring out so like questions out because I tried it.
It's like peeling. It's peeling back the
It's
layers is what
peeling
it's
and
doing
it's
for
dragging you
yourself,
by
for
your
your
edges
feelings.
and pulling you down the hallway and making you face yourself in the mirror. Because I opened the
Mm.
book and the first thing it said was something like why do I why do I search for the victim role in some situations or something. And I was like, the way it read, I was
Oh.
like, this is when I was figuring, like, trying to figure out why I had such an extreme reaction. And I read that around the same time, and I just closed it. And I said, I'm gonna come back to that because I don't need that in my life right now. Because how dare you drag me? But it helps identify a lot of this, like it makes you face those initial those first feelings that you get about certain situations. So like you have what you immediately think, and then you have like what your
Mm-hmm.
brain says, okay, let's regulate this so you don't hurt
It
nobody when you say what you're
it base
thinking.
it basically gets you out your emotions so
Yeah,
you
and
can
it helps.
get yourself calms you down to where you can face it head on and not and face it
Exactly.
rationally and not face it with all your emotions built up because
Exactly.
that was something that me and Mari when Mari had called me the other day and me and her was talking. She was struggling with something and I had put it on her head. I said something that I have learned to do recently is you know ask yourself what role did you play in a situation. Like if somebody's making you feel like some type of way, you have to stop yourself, run through your few emotions that you might be feeling at the time. But once you get past that, you got to stop yourself and you have to ask yourself. It's a self check. You got to ask yourself, what role did I play, or what actions did I fucking do, to make that person react to me, that now has me feeling some type of way about the way they reacted towards me.
Yeah,
And I feel like
that's major.
people in general, if we could, if people could start doing that, that would be like a huge step to making the
What?
world
You
a
want
better
people to be
place.
self-aware? You're asking way too
Yeah,
much.
it's so healthy though.
It, you know,
Once you
it's
start doing it,
so healthy, and it's something, not not to toot my own horn, right? But I like to think
toot your own horn. You
beep
too.
beep. I like to think
Beto, Beto.
Beto, Beto, Beto. I like to think that I can be, I won't say that I am always, but I like to think that I can be a rationally thinking person when it comes to how I react to things, how I communicate about things, especially lately. Like, Siege, he gave me like props the other day. He was like, he asked me something and I like told him what, and he was like, look at you, that's growth. I was like, yup, yup, because I could have went off, right? But I didn't. I was chill, right?
Hey,
And so like I feel like you unlock like a new level when you're able
I
to
think every
see,
time.
when you can even see, you can feel it playing out, and it's almost like an inside joke with yourself too, because you're like, oh shit, like nobody else really can feel what I'm feeling right now.
Mhm.
They don't understand what just happened, but I just checked myself. Like, I checked myself, I composed myself. Like, there was something, so it was a similar situation with the work thing. And of course, I brought it to Siege's attention earlier on, and so he had seen it develop, and he had, I mean, he was on my side. Of course, he saw that the other girl was in the wrong, but at the same time, I
Right.
was like, maybe, I am also an artist. I'm sensitive about my work. I'm working with her on her work. So maybe it's her baby. She want me to take care. Like, I put
Right.
myself in her shoes and doing that.
Mhm.
Even if she was trying to be passive, this is the thing. Even if she was trying to be passive aggressive, you can't
That
be
ain't got
passive
nothing to do with
aggressive
you.
to me because I don't let you. Like, I'm nice when I talk. So you can be as mean as you want to be, but I'm gonna have a nice reply. It's gonna be pleasant. Like, there's no reason you should be. And it's not me trying to get you to like me. It's just, I'm not gonna let you.
That's
You
who
ain't
I
gonna sit
am.
here and try
That's
and
who you
sun
are.
me. Exactly.
Right.
So I had kept having those replies to that girl, and eventually, like, I mean, I eventually got her to say she loved one of my designs the other day, and I was like, yeah. My manager saw it too. She was like, "That's a win." I was like,
Hey,
"Yeah, we winning,
I,
we
I,
winning, we up."
I've al- I've always heard you catch more flies with honey than you do with shit. So.
Okay, and okay, sometimes I can be a piece of shit, but that's when I want to be.
It's
I'm
voluntary, huh?
Yeah,
But
I'm
but
volunteering
yeah,
shit.
that's so you talked about Siege noticing some growth on your behalf. Like, it's also very helpful and healthy when you have somebody, partner, uh counterpart, who notices those type of things, who also encourages you. Like, it's back and forth. It ain't just
Mm-hmm.
one way. Like, that's something that me and hair and makeup, we make a conscious effort to work on with each other. Like, and it'd be so nice to have those conversations. Like, it goes back to conversation we had before. Like, on the surface, you'd feel like it's gonna be a difficult conversation, but once you get past that and you just
It's like,
dive into it, it's like so much weight get lifted off your shoulder. And
excuse me.
then, even the part that has been amazing for me with her is, like, even maybe the next day or two later, she'll even do some more self-reflection for herself, and she'll come
Mm-hmm.
back and she'll give me something that just lifts me up and encourages me even more. And
Mm-hmm.
it's, man, it's just, and I try to do the same thing with her. And it's been pretty damn cool as far as that aspect and dealing with her. So
Yeah,
it's nice, man.
there's a certain level of being like, oh wow, so this is what that healthy communication is. Like, not even saying
mm,
that like anything you did before that was like super unhealthy or super toxic, but it's like you just reach a whole new level of enlightenment where you're
it's,
like,
it's
wow, so
it's a
this is
different
what
level.
it's like to have a constructive conversation where we are both coming to the table with the same understanding. Because I mean, I even noticed in the way that I respond to what CJ has to say when I share my work stories, because he always is, wanting to play devil's advocate. And sometimes that will piss me off even more. But lately,
You like, I don't
lately,
want
I'm
to.
like, I know that. Okay, she can't hear you defending her. Okay, you want to play devil's advocate? You supposed to be my devil's advocate. But no, so he does that, and I mean, when he does it, sometimes I'll be like, I didn't need to hear that, but I'll say that internally. I'll let that sit for a second, and then I'll be like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe she was. But in case she wasn't, here's how I still feel. But if she was, I'm gonna let her slide. I'm gonna just chalk it up. It's a new day. I don't care that much. I come here to do my job and go home, and that's it. Um, but yeah, it's. I'm like, I communicate like this now, and it's being in my workplace. Like, a lot of people are acknowledging me for how I collaborate and how I connect, and I'm like, okay, am I like, am I really like that with how I communicate, or is everybody else just not good at communicating? Because
You can't
like
worry about
people,
everybody else.
you can't. But people was like, I appreciate how you put together an agenda for the meeting. Someone was like, I really appreciate you sending a recap. I'm like, y'all don't get
Hey, you
these.
never know. You never know. It be the slightest what you feel like is something that's not really major to you. It's
Not
just what you
negotiable.
do. But it makes a huge impact. It has a huge impact on somebody else who's not been accustomed to receiving something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, like I know you say you meetings don't if the meeting ain't about nothing, you feel like it shouldn't be had. It could be sent an email. But there are some people who thrive on coming together with other people, bouncing ideas, and then they take that information, whatever information they get, and they're able to go back and get some work done. Some
Yeah,
people get off on that. That's something
I
that
ain't the
pushes them.
one.
It
Y'all can
helps them move.
bounce
You're
some
self
ideas and
motivated.
then loop me in after. But I don't need a meeting so we can meet about what we should do. I don't
A
need to
meeting
meet
about a
about
meeting.
I don't need to meet about what I'm finna do after the meeting. I could just do what I was gonna do after the meeting and not have a meeting, and I could just do it, and then we could just save ourselves some time. But yeah, that good old growth. That's a I guess that's what 25 is. I guess like it's just
Oh
cool
yeah.
or whatever. I guess I'm doing this adult thing, kind of cool.
I,
Um,
it may not have anything to do with 25 because there's some plus 25s that ain't got a clue yet about that kind of thing. So
that is
just
true. That is true.
consider yourself blessed.
I am pulling up our. We had some correspondence. Um, had some correspondence from. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Uncle John. Okay, so he. So first of all, we got replies from Kim while he was talking about rabbits in Texas, and Kim
Okay.
says, "Rabbits are the rabbits are the devil."
Oh, Kim Jones.
And if
Rabbits
you
and
know,
midgets. She don't
I was
like
gonna
midgets
say, and
either.
if you know, Daddy, it's little people.
Damn it, it's midgets. Okay.
But if you know Kim Jones, you know she is not a fan. She is very afraid. So when she said rabbits are the devil, I had a very good laugh, laughing at that one. And then we have Uncle John. who says, "What it do, fam and Triple D listeners?" So he is now talking to you all as well. This is
He's talking
past
to the
us.
listeners as well.
He's talking to everybody. He is our
Okay.
third co-host. Okay, I'm so glad that you all have been blessed with this podcast. Y'all have touched quite a few people around the world. The topics are always on fire and just so life touching. I was pondering what would the world be like if we had this back in the 20s up to now. I guarantee the world would have been a different place. Keep doing what y'all do because I definitely look forward to it. Deuces, Dear John, out. Mic drop. Shout out to Dear John. I missed he commented that I think last week and I didn't get to, share it. So I was like excited to share that today. But do you have any final I want, if y'all are still listening, I need y'all to go review our podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And I need y'all to go tell a friend to review and then tell their friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to review the podcast and review it for 5 stars. If you gonna do anything less than 5, don't leave the review. I mean, you can still leave it.
We're getting ready to ramp up. We're getting ready to ramp up pushing our podcast out there to you guys. So if you got a friend, and everybody got a friend, tell them about the podcast. You got a friend in me. Go leave a review.
You got a friend in me.
Sing it.
You got.
Where my lighter at? Look. They don't do lighters. Hold on, they don't do lighters no more. You got a friend in me. What they do at the concert?
They put their flashes on it. Look, I got my lighter. You got a friend in me. Oh, okay. Turn off. All right, cool. And then I have you got any final words to say to the audience before I read a user submitted joke?
No, I again appreciate everybody who listens, who tunes in, who watches. Like we said just a minute ago, if you got a friend, a husband, a wife, a friend of a friend, tell them about the podcast. Go leave us a review, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube, all that good stuff. Because we are going to higher places in the next year. So we want y'all to come with us. Tag along.
Period. To the moon. Period. What, Daddy? Say it again. What'd you say? What'd you say? Yes, you did. You said period.
What'd I say?
You said period.
Period.
Purr.
Purr.
Okay.
I don't even know why that's so funny. You crazy.
Because you saying purr.
I could say something about that word. But I'm not. Then I'll save that for another episode.
You sound like you was finna get to preaching.
I was, man. It's just
we'll have to put a pin in it for episode 30. Y'all gotta tune in for that one. But in the meantime,
that's right.
Do you know what I have for this? This is a user submitted. I think Candace submitted this. If I'm wrong, Candace, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure Candace sent me this because it was a while ago, and I remember being like,
"You talking about KK from Florida?" Mm-hmm. Candace KK from Florida.
Our KK.
All right.
Cigar KK.
Yeah.
What do you call the sexuality where you're attracted to men and women, but neither are attracted to you? This is from Felicia, I think. By the way, I think I said the wrong person. Either Felicia or Candace.
What do you call the sexuality of an individual who is attracted to men and women, but neither men and women are attracted to that individual? Mm-hmm. It sounds like you call it lonely. I don't know. What do you call it?
By yourself. By yourself.
You know what? I'm not even.
You had the synonym. You needed the thesaurus. We'll see y'all next time.
That's terrible. Y'all be good. If you can't be good at it.
By yourself.
That's terrible.